Hello everyone, and here's another episode of Dammit Jim's Gun Info. Today I brought forth for you the Uzi 9mm pistol. Many of you have seen these in movies as machine pistols that just completely dump a magazine with one or two rapid trigger pulls. However, this one is in semi-automatic. It is operational as a gas blowback, just like a lot of 22s. It's not a locking breech. The mass of the bolt keeps the bolt forward under the spring tension while the round is firing, and then as the gas pressure in the chamber is lowered to a safe level, the bolt will then move backwards and eject the round and feed a new one. Again, this being semi-automatic provides for one round fired for every trigger pull. As you can see, it has a grip safety, which means the gun cannot fire. And we make sure that we have her clear, so there's nothing in there, good to go. So when you pull the trigger, nothing happens. You have the safety on. When you flip the safety off, again, it should not fire until you grab the grip safety, and once you engage the grip safety, the gun will fire. Now, it is a heavy trigger because of the manner in which this weapon operates, but disassembly for cleaning is relatively simple. You will make sure you clear your magazine, make sure everything is clear of the firearm, there's no ammunition in the firearm. Again, we cock it, it's a hard weapon to cock, and then what you do is you pull the little lever right back here, and then the top cover will come off, and then you have your bolt. The bolt you'll pull back, and it will lift up and out, and there's your bolt assembly. Now you can further disassemble this by pulling this pin out, and the whole lower mechanism will pull away. You can swap out the grips by replacing the screws. This originally came with a very squared off grip. I put this rounded one on to make it much more comfortable to shoot. So there's your ejector, there's your chamber. So it allows you to see it's a very simple operation. As you look inside here, you have your firing pin, your recoil springs, and as you can see, this is not a really fixed firing pin. It kind of floats a little bit, but the full automatic version has the firing pin machined into the bolt face, where the firing pin would normally come through would actually be machined as a firing pin. There's your extractor, and there's your recoil spring guide rod hole. To reassemble, put everything back together just like we had here, making sure you get your firing pin in the right hole. That should all move forward. Slide your springs and everything. You'll pull forward here, put everything back in, pulling back, everything drops back in. Hinge your front charging handle latch on top and push, and it locks back into place. To charge the charging handle, you pull it back and hear the lock of the firing pin being locked to the rear, and flip the safety back on. As you can see, the sights are rudimentary pistol sights. There are different aftermarket accessories that you can purchase that allow you to mount a rail for a red dot on the top of your Uzi pistol if you so desire. They also have forward grips, etc. for the carbines. I'll do another video here before too long on the different carbines that are out there. And as you can look over here, you can see the different magazines. Of course, this is an IWI, Israeli Weapon Industries, official stamp magazine. There are other aftermarket magazines that you can end up getting. They're stamped sheet metal. They come in 10, 20, 25, 32 round magazines. As you can see, several of these are loaded, several of these are not. A different type of loading tool is available for you. You would then put it on top of the magazine, just like so. Get it nice and firm. Drop your bullet in there, and then just push down, and it will load your magazine, and you'll be good to go. Something you may notice on these is there's different magazine notches on the magazines, such as this one right here and this one right here. This one is for this pistol. Same thing for this one There's no marking on the back of this one. Again, we have the standard Uzi notch, nothing on the back of this one, and standard Uzi notch on this one, nothing on the back. Now the reason this notch is right here is because there was originally a Colt AR-15 that utilized Uzi magazines for a conversion kit, and the magazine assembly, they would use an insert in the magazine well and then allow you to use the magazine latch that came with the AR-15 pistol to eject and lock magazines into the magazine well. So these are fun to shoot. You can actually carry these concealed if you're a big guy like myself. I'm almost 6'1", 225 pounds. Under a light jacket with a nice leather holster, which I have, you can actually carry these concealed. I wouldn't recommend carrying two 32 rounders concealed because they are rather big and bulky and they weigh a bit, and you have to worry about keeping your pants up. But the 20 rounders, 25 rounders probably wouldn't be too bad. But there you have it. This is the Uzi pistol. As it says right here, IMI Israel. So it is a fun gun to shoot. And like I said, also there are different options for suppressors if you decide that you would like to suppress your Uzi. One of the things that you could end up doing is you take, making sure your weapon is clear, this latch here right below the front sight. You will push it down, and then you will turn this knob, and this is rather stiff, so I'm not going to take this off right now, but when you pull this latch down, what will happen is you can turn this knob, and then you'll be able to pull the entire barrel out. To swap out your barrel, put a longer barrel, put a ported barrel, or you can completely remove this nut, and then you can get a suppressor that goes and threads onto the threads where the nut usually would go, and it will take the place of the nut to retain the barrel, and then it will ratchet into place with this little notch right here, which engages teeth on the inside of that nut. So a lot of options. It is a fun gun if you can find them now. They're extremely hard to find. This one is a 5-digit serial number, of which only 4 of the numbers are actually done. So it's a very low serial number, actual IMI Uzi pistol. So again, these are scarce, but if you can find them, I highly recommend them. They're surprisingly accurate for the manner in which they fire. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, brief as it is, for Dammit Jim's Gun Info. And please leave comments or opinions, questions below. Thank you.